Hi guys, my name's Rosie. I'm a Blue Diamond leader with doTERRA and I'm going to speak to you today on the Power of 3 bonus. The Power of 3 bonus is part of the compensation plan that the 7 executives put together for us to use as a guide for us so that we could build our business and have good financial gain as we go. So I have built my business with the structure of the Power of 3 and I have duplicated that down. I have a diamond leader on my team who has also done the same as me and we have both had the same results. So this is not my invention or her invention. We just basically followed what doTERRA told us to do and it's resulted in long-term success. So when I first started building the business, this is how I learned to structure. This form that came in my enrollment kit, this is one that comes in the Australian New Zealand enrollment kit. There is this little diagram here that talks to you about your Power of 3 bonus. That's the diagram that I followed, and that's why it worked. So in general, I don't place below my 4th level. My 4th level, even if I do my 4th level, I'm a little bit like, ooh, do I really want to do this? But the majority of my enrollments are on my 1st, 2nd, and 3rd level, and I've structured that to ensure Power of 3. And by doing that, it means that when builders have popped up on my team, that they've popped up I've got the majority of them on my 1st, and then I've got 2 on my 2nd level. So by doing that, it ensures that long term, down the bottom of your tree, your 6th and 7th levels are going to be really full with all the builders up the top and their builders filling that in for you, which is the way the compensation plan is designed. So what is the Power of 3? So the Power of 3 is a bonus that you get based on you and the people on your front line doing your front line, your second line, your third line, structured in a certain way, doing 100 PV LRP orders each month. So say this is you here and you've got 3 people underneath you. These are on your front line and all these people here are doing 100 PV LRPs. Now that's not enough. That's one of the requirements that you need to have, but you also need to have a total overall volume of 600 overall volume. So 1, 2, 3, 400 is not going to be enough. You need another 200 volume. So you're looking at, let's say this customer here does 75, this customer here does 75, and this customer here does 50. So that gives you a grand total of 600 OV. So that will then qualify you for your first level Power of 3 bonus, which is $50 US, which is roughly around 65 Australian dollars. So then to get the next level of Power of 3, you just duplicate that down. So on these 3 legs, you would have 3 people, a minimum of 3 people each doing 100 PV LRP orders. But if they're only 100, you do need the extra volume there. So you can add your extra customers in there. So that will add up to your 600 overall volume. And when you do that, then that will qualify you for your second 250. So for me, it works in groups of 6, maybe sometimes 7, depending on what people are doing. They might bounce up and down. So you've got 6 there, 6, 12, 18, 24. So you've got 24 people there in total. And those 24 people structured this way will get you this is the residual part of the income. You'll still get the fast start bonus, which I'm not going to talk about in this. You still get the fast start income from enrolling the people, but you will, provided that structured like something similar to that, and you have the 100 PV LRPs in order, then you'll qualify for that each month. So that is 100% of your oils covered each month, and it leaves you with money to reinvest back into your business as well. So it's a really awesome way to kickstart that income coming in. Then this is more long-term, the 1500, it will come in long-term. My team, we find that after they've hit the rank of gold and they're heading towards the rank of platinum, that's generally when the 1500 drops in. So again, we're just duplicating this down. So 3 under each doing hundreds, and then you have your little extra customers there. And when you have that going on all of those different levels, and you've duplicated that down again, then you qualify for the 1500 Power of 3 bonus. And the 1500 Power of 3 bonus is roughly around, it's just under, depending on the exchange rate, around 2,000 Australian dollars. So for me, I got that when I was gold going to platinum. And I have now duplicated that again. So I have my second 1500 bonus as I've built to Blue Diamond, and I have my 6th leg going for Presidential Diamond. So the reason why structuring like this is really, really awesome and really important is that it keeps all of your warm markets. So when you're first enrolling people, you're going to, generally when people first start building their business, you have a lot of enrollments. You've got a lot of people coming through because it's your warm market, it's people you know, people you want to introduce the oils to. So you'll have a lot of enrollments, and it keeps them up high here, because when those people top up and they want to start building, you want to be able to not have them too far down so that long term you're capitalizing on the uni level. So the way that my team do it, the way that we work is we go power of 3, rank, power of 3, rank. So power of 3, 50, elite premier, power of 3, 250, silver, gold, power of 3, 1500, platinum, diamond. And for the ones that have followed that, they've found that their financial return has been fantastic. And we have actually earned, by following this structure, we have actually earned the income that is on the average earnings, if not when we hit it, close to after we hit it. The general discrepancy that we find is around gold. Sometimes the gold income is a little bit lower, but as soon as we have that 1500, it brings it back up, and then by the time you hit the platinum income, it's basically reflecting what it says on the average incomes. That's another thing about that. A lot of people think that those average incomes aren't true. I actually got all of them apart from diamond. It took me a little bit, and gold. Diamond and gold, it took me a little bit longer to get them, but I actually got all of those incomes as soon as I hit the rank, and basically because of the way that I build, which is the way that doTERRA tells you to build. So I just wanted to go over that, and now I'm going to quickly go into how that would look when you're teaching a class or when you're starting to structure, because we want to teach you how to structure for rank, because ranking is really important as well. If you're not ranking, you're not really going anywhere, and we don't want 24 people sitting on your front line. If you've got that, don't freak out, don't worry, everything can be fixed, but we want to be structuring you for success, okay? So if you're looking at this firstly and you're like, my gosh, how would I get that many people on LRP? If you can't get people on LRP, you need to stop right there, and you need to work on getting people on LRP, because that's the foundation of this business. If you don't have LRP going on, you are going to find yourself working really hard and not getting a lot of return. The beauty of this is in LRP. LRP is the foundation for long-term residual income. So I'm just going to clean my whiteboard up, and then I'll show you what I mean about ranking. Okay, so all cleaned up. Now I'm going to explain to you how, if I was asking someone to build when they first start, this is what I would be getting them to do. So you start off here as a wellness advocate. You don't have anyone underneath you, okay? So you're going to have your first class, and the very first thing we want you to have income. We want you to be having money straight away every single month, so that if you have a month off, or if you can't enroll people, whatever, that you've still got money there to pay for your oils. We want you to believe in the residual income part of this, okay? And the Power of 3 can really help with that. So let's say you have a class and you've got 6 people, and because we always respect relationships, right? So we want to keep people with relationships together. So for the purpose of this diagram, I'm going to say that these 6 people don't have anything to do with each other, okay? So you've sat these 6 people on your front line, and 3 of them are people that maybe they don't want to build, but they're people that you trust, right? So these positions can often be referred to as placeholders when you first get into this business. So some people like placeholders, some people don't. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, okay? So you can choose what you want, but from a long-term business point of view, you need to be thinking 5 years ahead, okay? You want to make sure in 5 years' time, you want these people, you want these positions that are sitting underneath you, you want them to be builders. You don't want them to just be people that you thought might build and they're not going to do anything. You want these people to be builders. So the way that you protect that, the way that you make that happen, is to pop a placeholder in here. So it might be your mum, your sister, like someone who you trust, who is happy for you to hold that spot until someone comes along. And the awesome thing now about wholesale customers is that by doing this, by enrolling people as wholesale customers, it gives us a chance to fill these positions probably a lot earlier than what we could have before. So when we enroll people, You've got your placeholders there, and then maybe you've got a couple of other people on your front line to help with your power of three. Now, having placeholders can slow your power of three down a bit, but for the long term, when you eventually get builders in these spots, your power of three is set. You don't have to worry about it. So let's just say you've been building and we want the 3 legs because we want to go to silver, right? Silver and platinum at least. So by the time you do these 3 legs, you'll completely get your head around placements. So when you go to build your 4th leg, it will become quite easy to you. So if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, don't worry. By the time you get to those higher ranks, you'll be fine. So we've got wholesale customers, and the best thing about wholesale customers is that we get to move them again. So let's just say you've got this placeholder position here, and this person down here has been using the oils for 90 days, or because they're in this tree actually before that. So they've been using them for a little while and they're like, oh my God, I just love them. I love them so much. I want to teach people about this. I want to get these into people's lives. So then this person now turns purple because they turn into a wellness advocate. We upgrade them and then we can transfer them into this spot here. And then this person will move across onto your front line. And if you want to, you can even start using that as your 4th leg to build underneath the diamond. So now you've got a builder here already. You've got a builder that's popped up. Awesome. They can start to fill that leg in. So, and they've already got their 50 power of 3 because you're transferring them into that spot. So fantastic. Half their oils are paid for each month. So then you say to them, okay, well, these people aren't yours. So they're just there because that's where I've built. So awesome for you. You've got this power of 3 bonus, but we now need to find people for you. So if they want to, they can put some placeholders in, or they might have people that want to build. But either way, we need to get some other people happening underneath them. So let's just say they've got a couple of placeholders here. So that we might start with 2 placeholders because they don't even, because they've got their 50 power of 3, you can just go, like you can just start Premiere with them and then wait till someone pops up and then get them to build their 3rd leg there. So again, we're going wholesale customers. So 6, 6, 6, and going 6 or whatever. But like you've got 6, 12, 18, there's 18 people. So if you haven't enrolled 18 people yet, then you're fine. If you are going to enroll, of those 18 people, there is likely to be one at least that wants to do some sharing or that wants to do some building. So then you can pop them into that spot, like I said. If not, to be honest, you could still even put more people on those front lines, because as wholesale customers, you can restructure it all again later. So you don't have to worry about it so much. It's wholesale customers just the best. Like honestly, I was following the US leaders for 12 months while they were going through this, and I was just watching it, hanging for it to come to Australia because of how amazing it is. I think that's one thing we should remember, that Americans have been doing this for so much longer than us, so much longer. We can learn so much from them. So head over, like find some US leaders and follow them and see what they're doing, because I'm so thankful for their YouTube channels. That's where I learned so much. So that's how, by structuring like this, you are going to get these legs to elite, okay? And that will get you to silver, 100%. But if you just keep stacking front lines along here, you're not going to go much further than silver, because we still need them the 3 legs below to structure you to go further than silver. But to be completely honest, if you just use your wholesale customers and structure for your 1500 power of 3, by the time you have builders pop up in those legs, you are literally going to be able to transfer them into spots and they will build the rest of your legs for you. So for example, me personally, I've got like 1,000 people on my 5th line, 1,000 people on my 6th line, something like that, maybe more than 1,000 people on each of those lines. And I think I placed 2 of them there. And the reason all of that's filling in for me and really, really thickening up the bottom of my tree so that I can maximize my uni level is because I kept all my enrollments up here. It's because all my builders are happening up here. And that's what we want to do. That's what doTERRA has designed us to do, to have all our enrollments up higher to us so that in the long term, it fills in down the bottom. A lot of people get really impatient though, and they want the rank now. They want the rank now. It's got to happen now. It's got to happen now. How can I make it happen faster? And sometimes because this volume out here, obviously, if it's not part of, let's say for example, these two are building, this volume out here, it's not part of these legs. Okay, so it means that you can't use that volume to rank, but it doesn't mean that volume is wasted if it's helping you get another bonus. Okay, so a lot of people talk about as wasted volume. It's not wasted volume for starters. People are ordering the oils, which is never a waste. And it is helping you qualify for another bonus, so it's not a waste. If you're struggling to get people on LRP, you need to learn about the program. You need to become so passionate about it that when people talk about it, that when you're talking about it to people, that they're just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get on that. Because if you talk about people like that about the program, they'll go on it. Another argument is, what about when people drop off? What about if they drop their LRPs? Well, for starters, if they're builders, they won't. So long term, that will be fine. But if they do drop their LRP, then and it's worth you doing it, we can go and contact them, and we can go and, if they're part of our Power of 3 structure, we could ask them if we could contribute to their order for the month to help lift it up to the 100 PV. So if it drops down to 60, you can go put in a 40 PV order, bring it up to the 100, and that will help you qualify for that bonus. Personally, I don't recommend doing that until you're looking at your 1500. You need to be able to get, if you're not getting your 250 organically, I didn't invest in my Power of 3 until it was my 1500. Just like a lot of people like invest in ranks, buy in for ranks, you can also use some of that buy-in volume for Power of 3. I actually didn't buy in for a rank until I was Blue Diamond. The only buy-in that I ever used was for my Power of 3. I hit all my ranks organically up until Blue Diamond, which is a little bit trickier than what I thought it would be. So that is, I hope that that's made sense for you. I hope that I haven't confused people a little bit more. Now, I just want to explain to people why, with the uni level, why building too deep can be really detrimental, okay? So if you don't have this, I recommend you going back to your enrollment folder, getting this so you can really understand it, okay? This is really, really, really important. And understanding this is why I built the way that I did. So it says on here, elite, for example, the furthest you're going to get down is level 5. So if you're not elite, or if you are elite and you build down any further than level 5, you risk losing that money. And I know, dynamic compression. Dynamic compression is there as a buffer. It's not there to build your business, okay? So let's say, for example, you've gone like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? And you're an elite. And let's just say they're all ordering. They're all ordered this month, okay? You're only entitled to 5. You've personally enrolled all these people. So all these people down here, you've personally enrolled them. You are only ever going to get 5 levels. You are not going to get more than 5 levels at an elite. It's not going to happen. So guess what this down here does? It goes up and it finds the silver or above, and it pays them. So you doing all this stacking, if you're one of these lower ranks, the only person that's going to get this money is the higher ranks above you. So why on earth at a lower rank you would place below those levels is just beyond me. Also too, if that's a 100 PV order, you'll get $2. So 2%, okay? This is another thing that people don't look at, 2%. So the most you're going to get from someone on your 5th level, which is 6%. 6% of a 100 PV order is $6. Okay? 7% is $7 of a 100 PV order. It is a small amount of money unless there's a lot of people doing it. Okay? So you could get what? $2, $3, $5, $5, $6, $6. Oh no, you won't get that much. You're an elite. Well, you know, $6, $6, and $7. So you know where I'm going with that, the percentage level there, right? Okay. Wouldn't it just be easier if you wanted to get the money to go and make that like 100 PV order? Have them have a couple of other customers there, and then get your bonus that way. The lower levels are designed to be filled in by the people that you enroll. Please just understand that ranking, it will happen, it will come. But what is devastating for a lot of people is once they rank and they don't get paid, they've got the title, but they're not getting paid what you can get paid. So by keeping your warm mark and your enrollments up on those higher levels in the early days, you are going to ensure that long term you are going to get paid. So after I had my good structure up the top, then I've looked down now, and now I'm starting to go a little bit deeper. Well, I've gone like I've put 2 people on my 5th level. I still feel really uncomfortable about doing it just because of how I understand the compensation plan. And I'm looking so much further ahead, like I'm looking 5+ years ahead. And I don't want someone that I've personally enrolled on my 5th level building and having, like I have access to like maybe 8, 9, 10 people that they've placed on their 1st and 2nd line. And then they've got 7,000 people underneath those people, and I don't have any access to that at all, when I've got to spend all the time training them, mentoring them, which I'm more than happy to do, but we're in business, okay? And the only way we're going to be able to help more people is if the more money you earn, the more people you can help. But if you're down here helping someone that you're not getting any income from, well, you've got to go find someone else and you've got to bring them up high, and you've got to build it all over again. I hope that makes sense. So I really, really recommend that people look at this form. And I can remember the first time I looked at it, I was just like, what the hell is that? Like, it just made no sense to me at all. But I spent time, I was still teaching classes, but I was like, right, this makes no sense to me, but I'm going to figure it out. But in the meantime, I'm just going to structure everything like this, like the power of 3. And then I'll slowly figure it out. So if every time you place on that lower level, even at platinum, even at diamond, blue diamond, presidential diamond, every time you place below that 7th level, you take a risk not to get paid every single time. Because if those all 7 levels activate and they're all placing orders in, it means that someone's going to capture that income, and then anything below that you're going to get cut out of. It's not like dynamic compression is great, but it's designed to lift the ones up after you finish building this amazing thick tree up the top. It's not designed to pay you 50, 60. If you're getting paid 50 levels deep, if you have a string of 50 people and only 7 of them are placing orders each month, you have a problem, and it's more than a depth problem. There's an education and a communication problem. Because really, if we're educating everybody and if we are empowering everybody and everyone's going on LRP, those orders should be going in. And I know things happen. I know life happens and all that kind of stuff happens. I get that. But really, the majority of people will be ordering. doTERRA's retention rate proves that. So that's power of 3, basically, and that's how I teach people to structure, and I will never waver from it, ever, because I trust the owners. That's it. they said to do it, and I believe in them. I believe in everything that they have done. Everything they've done, they do has a purpose, and I trust them. And I'm not willing to spend my time away from my children, my time away from my husband, building something that in 5 years' time I may have to go and rebuild again. If I'm going to take advice off someone, I want to take it off the best. And the best are the 7 owners of this company. And that's that. Another thing about Power of 3, just quickly, is that it's not just for builders. It's a beautiful, beautiful gift that you can give to anybody, that anybody can have access to in order to be able to get their oils for free. So say, for example, you've got someone on your team that you personally enrolled. They have no interest in building whatsoever. They would love to share the oils with their family or friends. What you can do is you can turn them into a wellness advocate, place them where you need to. Like, that might be a great spot to put someone as a as to help with volume in a certain leg, or to help with Power of 3 structure, depending on what you want to do. And you can say they have 6 people, and you can put them all as wholesale customers, because you can move them around later if you need to. And then you spend time with this person, teaching them how to take care of these people, how to help them understand LRP. And then all of a sudden they've got their family and their friends right there, and then all of a sudden they're all doing LRPs, and this beautiful person now has access to $50 US each month to go towards their oils, which basically means that the only thing that they have to do is put 50 bucks in there towards their oils each month, and you've got yourself a guaranteed 100 PV order. It's a very, very, very easy way to make sure that people do 100 PV orders. Very, very, very easy. So, and you know, you don't have to worry about going any further, but it's a beautiful gift that you can give to everyone. And I actually learned that when I watched the business training by Natalie and Andy Goddard, when they had stuff you could subscribe to. I don't believe they have it available anymore, but when I first started they did, and they talked about Power of 3 being this incredible gift that you can give to people, and how what a blessing it is to be able to bless people with, you know, $65 every month just for having one class. And then you can ensure that that $65 is there each month, and that they're only going to have to they're only going to have to pay for half their oils, which guarantees a wellness lifestyle. So it's a really, really, really powerful thing. I hope that's helped you understand Power of 3. I'm sure if this is a new concept to you, you might have a lot of burning questions in your head. Please go and speak to your upline about it. I'm really, really, really big on people working with their upline for placements as opposed to getting advice elsewhere. But honestly, if all else fails, you have a form that doTERRA sent to you. It explains everything. Learn about the compensation. Google or put into YouTube doTERRA compensation plan, especially if Justin Harrison's presenting to it. Listen to it, and listen to it 100 times over. He's amazing, and he understands this better than anybody, apart from executives, although, you know, they're probably all on par. Learn about the compensation plan and understand it. If you are in this business and you're serious about this business, take it seriously and do your research, so that you're making sure when you're spending your time and when you're placing those people that you are going to ensure long-term financial prosperity, not short-term titles, and then in 5 years' time you're going to have to be continuing to do that work again. My personal advice is keep people up high. Keep all of your personal enrollments up high, and then if you take care of them, if you nurture them, if you really, really invest in them, then as they enroll people, your lower levels will trickle out and they will fill up, which is exactly what has happened to me, and was exactly what has happened to other people on my team. So I hope that helps. Please understand the uni level and the way it works, and please really consider how deep you build, because as I said, you will be completely ripping yourself off. You'll be working so hard and placing low, and you could be completely ripping yourself off of thousands and thousands of dollars long term if you place someone too low and you get cut out of that uni level, and I would hate that for anybody. So do your research, consider Power of 3, and if it's for you, go for it. If not, there are plenty of videos out there to give you other options. So I hope that's helped, and if you have any questions, please go up to your upline and speak to them. I'm sure they will help you. Thank you.